The eyes, the senses which allow us to see. It's one of the most important things we have in our life, and we need to train it right when we're doing self-defense. Stay tuned. Welcome to Shihan's Dojo. I'm Shihan Marty Husband, and I want to talk to you today about your eyes. Sight is probably one of the greatest gifts any person can have, and we need to make sure we take care of it. Also, we need to know how to train our eyes. Now, in training our eyes, let's look at the eye in general. The eye itself has 65 million rods in each and 3,500 cones. These rods basically help you see in black and white, while the cones help define detail. Now, when you're trying to understand how to train your sight, you have to think about, where am I looking? Most martial artists have been taught to look in the eyes of the opponent. Boxers, I've heard a lot of people say that. But in reality, you should never look into your opponent's eyes. Sure, the eyes are the well to the soul and all of that, and they tell you what's going on, but in a fight, they can be deceptive also. We need to understand in relation what happens when you're looking at something. When you look at something, say someone's eyes like we're talking about here, you're only going to use 8 million of your rods, like a tunnel vision. It actually blurs out everything with the other rods that are in your eyes. The Japanese have developed a thing called zanchin. Now, there's other principles to zanchin we may cover some other time, but one of the things is looking out into infinity with your eyes. The way it's to be understood, your eyes are penetrating out to infinity. That way, you can focus on everything around you. When you look with your eyes in that way, you're actually trying to engage all 65 million rods in your eyes, which will actually enhance yourself in peripheral vision so you can see what's going on if the opponent's in front of you. This is something you have to really train and understand. Do I agree with looking in the eyes? No, but I do agree with looking in the general direction of the eyes, depending on the opponent's height. I think in most situations, if we're going to be in tournaments or stuff like that, we're going to have people about our own size, so it would work there. But in other situations where somebody's maybe a foot taller than us or whatever, we may not want to look straight into their eyes. So how do I train that, you say? Well, it's a process you have to discipline in your mind. At first, when I used to train, what I did was pick out an object behind the person I was fighting and focus my eyes on it right before the fight in free sparring, and then try to keep my eyes at that focal point. What that does is it opens up, whether the elbows are coming out, the foot's coming up, the knees are moving, or the person's moving one way or the other. It doesn't help you with deception, mind you, but it gets you on your toes a little faster. Your reaction times come up a little better because your brain is so focused not necessarily on your opponent's eyes, but you get to see his feet. If you're looking into his eyes, then you've got the problem of not seeing their feet, their arms, and that there. You have a limited vision. Now, when you start training with it, you have to be very conscious of it the whole time. Because if you start looking at arms, legs, eyes, or whatever's moving at you, then you will lose your focus and not see the other techniques that could be coming your way. So, as a training tip, learn to focus beyond that. See the whole person, helps you use your peripheral vision. In self-defense, you need to do the same thing. So when you're practicing your self-defense with multiple opponents, you can actually use your peripheral vision a little better. Again, that's a little harder because, as we all know, the nervousness you have in self-defense might prevent you from doing it. But work hard. Have several opponents when you're practicing in self-defense so you can see peripheral vision. You know, there's many training drills you can build out of that. Have people walk while you're looking at somebody and then react. You know, have them come slowly, and when you see them, you react. And so in doing this, we can train our eyes to see what we have to when we're trying to defend ourselves. It's very important that you train your eyes. People don't often think about it. I hope this has been of some benefit to you, because I really do feel that if people could understand what they're doing with their eyes, they'll be much better fighters. They'll be much better at understanding what their surroundings are. So many factors. Use the tap system doing it. Try different ways. Have people come in at different angles. Have your partner stand there and throw a technique and you react to it. by doing that kind of an eye exercise. There's lots, like I said, you can do with it. So if you're here for the first time and you like what we have to say, jab that subscribe button and punch that bell so we can notify you when we have new videos. We're going to continue to have lessons every Wednesday, and sometimes odds and ends that we will throw out there during the middle of the week for tips and ideas or different information. And if you have any comments of what you'd like to see or what we're doing right or wrong, let us know, because we want to help you, the martial artist, become better at what you do. And if you're not a martial artist, we want to help you grow. So thank you for your valuable time, and join us again.